Hey friends, welcome back to the Daily Dose. We're coming at you with Daniel chapter 10 through 12 today. I believe we're closing out the book of Daniel today. We had some very, very cool, interesting prophecy stuff going on yesterday, and we have got some more going on today that, in my opinion, is mind-blowing. So today we've got Daniel 10 through 12 and Psalm number 58 on this 213th day of our Bible reading plan. I will get right to it. So Daniel has a vision of a man. Okay? Now, here's a little bit about that vision, right? So, in the third year of Cyrus, a revelation was given to Daniel concerning a great war of some sort. This vision basically caused Daniel to mourn for like 3 weeks. He was bereft, dejected, forlorn. It kind of messed with his mind. After the 3 weeks, Daniel was standing on the banks of the Tigris River, and he saw a man. This man, his body was like topaz, his face like lightning, his eyes like flaming torches, his arms and legs like the gleam of burnished bronze, and his voice like the sound of a multitude. That's pretty intimidating. Who is this man? Was this the incarnate Christ? Was this an angel of some sort? I don't know. Read it for yourself and see what you think. So there were some people with Daniel when he had this vision, right? They did not see this man, this mysterious man, but apparently they fled for some reason because they were afraid. I don't know exactly what it was that made them scared, if they could just sense something was going on, or if Daniel went into a trance and like looked all wigged out. I don't know. But Daniel's people that were there accompanying him, they left. They fled in fear. As this man spoke, Daniel fell into a deep sleep and fell to the ground. This man ends up helping Daniel up and said that he had come to give Daniel a message about what was going to take place in the future, okay? And then we get into a section about the kings of the south and the north. And this prophecy is full of so many details. Again, it is, it's crazy. So basically, we see that this man, this messenger, says that there would be 3 more kings in Persia. And the fourth will be the most grandiose out of all of them. Right? And we come to find out, once the Medo-Persian Empire takes over, that they do have 3 more kings, okay? And the last is more grandiose than the previous, which would be King Xerxes, right? And we read that he will stir everyone up against Greece, against the Greeks. Then we're told that a mighty king, another nation, we know to be Greece, will arise, who is going to be led by Alexander the Great. We now know. He didn't tell him that in this vision, but we know that looking back. And we're told that this mighty king, his dominion will not last. All right, now go figure. Alexander the Great died at, I believe, 32 years old. So interesting, right? Interesting. This vision given to Daniel, this man tells him about the number of remaining kings that were going to be governing the Persian Empire, and predicts that the last one will be the most powerful, or the most grandiose, so to speak. This man, this mysterious man, says that this last king is going to stir everyone up against Greece, which sure enough, he does. Accurate prediction. Then we read that another mighty nation will arise, i.e. the Persians will be taken out. Another accurate prediction. And then we read that their dominion will not last. Okay? And again, another accurate prediction. Alexander the Great ended up dying at 32 years old. And then we're told in this vision that this person, again, who we now know as Alexander the Great, but they did not know this then, his kingdom would be divided to the 4 winds. And it ended up being divided to the 4 winds quite literally. It was given and divided up among Alexander's top 4 generals, right? Another accurate prediction. The rest of the prophecy focuses on 2 of the Greek divisions, sections of the Greeks. And so we read about the north and the south. The king of the south refers to Ptolemy of Egypt, and the king of the north refers to Seleucus, or Seleucus, depending on how you pronounce it. And then we go on to read in the Bible, it says, after some years they will become allies. The daughter of the king of the south will go to the king of the north to make an alliance, but she will not retain her power. And he, and his power will not last. In those days she will be betrayed, together with her royal escort and her father, and the one who supported her. So that's a pretty accurate, or specific, I should say, a specific prediction, right? Talking about a daughter going between these two kind of split parts of a kingdom, an alliance being made, power not lasting, and then betrayal. And I mean, you heard me read it. A lot of detail. That sounds like a soap opera. And everything that we read there was fulfilled later on, after this prophecy was made, in the marriage of Antiochus II of the Seleucids and Bernice of Ptolemy II. So when it says in what we just read, shall not retain the power of her authority, here's how that played out. Once Ptolemy II died, Antiochus II put away Bernice and took back his former wife, Laodice. Okay, so that's how that prediction actually played out. And then when it had said neither he nor his authority shall stand, okay, Laodice didn't trust her husband, Antiochus, so she had him imprisoned. Interesting. And then when we read from the scripture that she shall be given up with those who brought her, her royal escort and her father, that played out as, after the murder of Antiochus II, Laodice had Bernice, her infant son, and her attendants taken out, killed. So again, very specific predictions that were way later on fulfilled in a very specific, accurate manner, specified complexity. Not only is it complex, but it was very specific in what was to take place, right? So then we read about a king who exalts himself. And that is, I believe, speaks about the Antichrist, who is going to be kind of like the final world dictator, the final world ruler. And then there is a section about the end times, right? And it talks about stuff like the Great Tribulation and, Armageddon, that kind of thing. So anyways, I know that I spent a little bit of time, way too much time yesterday, so I'll try to compensate that today by bringing it down a notch and not doing quite such a long video. But hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for your time. That fly is still flying around my camera. Not sure why. It's about time to take him out. So till we meet again, friends, deuces.